Back with another one. That's right. Back with another one. Back with another one. I'm on the Grizzly, man. This is what I do on it, man. This is what I bust, what I do. This is what I do. So, man, to y'all, man, I just want to thank everybody out there that tunes in, man. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I know, political and everything. It's all good. But I had to talk to y'all about that. But y'all go ahead and make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the videos and whatnot, man. Make sure y'all get down in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all. I like shouting y'all out, man. Got everybody out there that supports me, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? They keep the support up. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna keep on, you know what I'm saying, dropping these videos on y'all, man. For sure, for sure. All right. So what's been going on, man, with this whole fighting thing, this boxing. Let's get into boxing a little bit, right? So even though I'm a casual boxer fan, right? I've been saying that I want to watch the I want to watch the best fights, right? I've been saying this, and now I have a video that I want to present to y'all, and I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll add my commentary on it afterwards, right? I'll do my commentary afterwards on the fight, on the video that I'm about to present. And shout out to the ring, for using it, and Hassan Wells on our Twitter. So that I'm giving a proper credit to everybody out there because they deserve it, right? So let me make that clear. And I want to, what I'm saying, so that I don't run into anything. So let me get this video pulled up here. I'll play the video, and then yeah, we'll talk. Then I'll get my commentary on how I feel about this particular video that I'm about to present. So let's get it. This is Shakur Stevenson on the Ring Podcast via Hassan.
Is it realistic? Politics as it is. Sometimes I wonder about Davis if he still wants to do it.
Honestly, I think anything can happen. I think what Turkey is doing for boxing is amazing. He's making the best fight the best. He's making the biggest fights possible, the biggest fights available. If that fight can't happen, I think somebody got to be scared.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, you've stated on the record you want it.
Yes, for sure. And he goes out there and he disses me all the time and speak bad about my name. So it's like, if you feel the way that you feel about me, oh, I'm not this and I didn't do nothing for the sport of boxing as you like stated, then fight me.
Right.
Why you can't go fight
and make some money?
Exactly.
Put me in my place and make some money while you're at it, if you can. Right.
Exactly. But why go fight all of these guys that haven't done nothing for the sport of boxing, haven't accomplished the things that I accomplished?
Don't have your stature either.
And you go out there and then say, oh, he didn't do nothing. What have he done for the sport of boxing? But you're not fighting me. You'll fight somebody else. So fight me.
You think that fight would capture the imagination of boxing fans, particularly?
That fight is absolutely a fight that would capture a bunch of our attention out here, a bunch of us. And like I say, and look, I don't hide the fact that I'm a casual boxing fan, nor am I ashamed of coming out and saying that, because, and what I mean by casual is that I don't do the normal digging I do and the normal amount of research I do on football, basketball, you know what I'm saying, women's hoops. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't do the NFL, the NCAA. Like I don't do the amount of research into boxing as I put into the other ones. So when I say that I'm casual with that sport, that's exactly what I mean by that, to put that into more context for y'all. Not to say that I don't know anything about the sport of boxing. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I mean by casual with that. Like, I don't put the amount of the work that I put in with other sports as far as boxing. Boxing is more than I put into baseball or hockey. You know what I'm saying? Like baseball is probably the next down after boxing, and then hockey got to be at the bottom of my list as far as, researching and knowing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but to a lot of y'all definitions, casual meaning casual. I guess you could say I'm a casual hockey fan. You know what I mean? If anything, you know what I mean. But by all means, though, like, I definitely get down with hockey. I respect hockey, and I respect baseball, and I got to do a lot more research into those particular sports. But when it comes down to it, football. That's my ace. That's my top ace. Boom, coon. Then come basketball. I would say the NBA. Then goes the NCAA, and then when I go to the NCAA, to be honest, it's more the women's than the men's for me. But then the WNBA, and then then boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, but and it's fair just like that. Just to give y'all a little bit of insight on what I mean by me saying I'm a casual boxing fan. Okay. And some people might say, yeah, but that's truthful. And they respect that. And some people respect that from me. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I do say that. So when I give a take or I say something, they like, well, you know what I mean? That's expected for coming from me. But if not, but look, I want to say that these are the fights that people want to see. And when I talked about legacy earlier, and I gave y'all a little story and I gave y'all my own personal story about legacy and what I felt like it was like, and standing up to a bully earlier in the video before, is that it matters. And now he's being called out in public. This is the equivalence to standing up to your bully. To me though. See, you got the money. You got the fame and everything, and let's just keep it a buck. Like you about to go fight somebody that a lot of people may not heard of. Now, does he have the resume to fight Gervonta Davis? Absolutely. Oh boy, he got the resume to fight Gervonta Davis. He absolutely does. But even that fight still got postponed, and Gervonta is going to fight him. You know what I'm saying? And even with that being said, Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying? Even him going to go fight Lamont Roach. It's crazy because not a lot of people heard about Lamont Roach. Like Lamont Roach wasn't on my radar until I heard he was about to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Should he have been on there? If I was putting them out of research into it, then yes, I would have known that he should be on that on that radar. I just seen Keyshawn Davis fight recently because more of that stuff is popping up on my timeline because I do a certain amount of research in it, so I get some of that stuff. I just seen Keyshawn Davis fight. I heard that Keyshawn Davis is a hell of a fighter. You know what I mean? I watched him. Gervonta, and to be honest, Shakur Stevenson's name, I believe, definitely holds more weight than a Lamont Roach. Let me just be honest with that for sure. For sure. Now, when it comes to pay-per-view sales or whatever, we know that Gervonta Davis is the biggest draw and obviously all them fights. But Shakur Stevenson is not some unknown Gold's Gym boxer that somebody that does not even know about the sport of boxing and only watches pay-per-view fights. Because there's people out there that don't even pay attention to it. Like, they don't watch the ESPN fights. They only watch the pay-per-view fights, or they hear about those fights, and you know what I mean? And so forth and so on. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't hear about that, but that's a big fight. And the excellency of Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's definitely putting together the best cards out there in Rider season. He's putting together the best fights that a lot of true boxing fans respect. And I respect them because the amount of respect that I see true boxing fans put into this. Now, I learn a lot from paying attention to people, you know what I mean? And not only to people, but from doing my research. Now, if I hear something from somebody, I got to go research, I got to go fact check it, I got to go look it up myself, right? But to see the amount of respect that goes into those Rider season cards from boxers themselves talking about the cards, and the top boxing content creators, or the top boxing fans, for them from those people to sit there and say that these are, but they got to be the best cards. So that's they have to be, and from looking it up, they are the best cards. They're the best possible fight matches that can give somebody a long day for their fights. That will give them a long day, and you're coming out of those fights with respect. It doesn't seem like anybody who loses on a Rider season card, win or loss, is losing any respect. It does not seem like that. And that's why I was talking about earlier. Like, I think we're moving into an era where people are starting to understand that if you take a loss in boxing, does not mean that your career is over. It just means that that particular style of fighter gave you a hard time that night, and that particular style is a weakness of yours, and you have to get better in that area. You know what I mean? That's what, and I think people are starting to understand that a lot more, especially with this Rider season cards that have been put together by Turkey Al Sheikh, because like it's been respected, and you're coming out on top either way it goes. Now, this whole video right here that I just showed y'all with Shakur Stevenson talking on the Ring podcast is crazy to me, because now you being called out by Shakur Stevenson, and he does have a bigger name than Lamont Roach. Will you step up for your legacy, or will you continue to make excuses about it? Gervonta Davis, what would you do? It probably would be a boring fight, but you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, and I think a lot of people think that Shakur would win, is because, correct me when I'm wrong now. Y'all get down in the comments and y'all correct me when I'm wrong now, because I take it all, or whenever I take it all. Now, pause, because I don't, but y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know in the comments when I'm wrong now. Stop me when I'm wrong. Put the timestamp on it. Now, what the thing is with Shakur Stevenson, he's a very defensive fighter. He's very defensive. To a casual fan that may not even have a little remotely of done a little bit of research about the sport of boxing, would think that that fight would be boring. But the sweet science of boxing is to try to hit without getting hit. But in order to give a punch, you got to be able to take one. Because something, and what that's saying, I think, is saying, in order to get that big punch off, sometimes you might have to roll a punch off your shoulder, or you might have to take one to open up for that big punch that you want, right? To open up for it, right? To set them up. Sometimes that happens, right? But he's a very defensive fighter. And he just tries to not get hit. He doesn't do a lot of swinging, and when he does swing, he's very precise with his punches. He's very calculated with what he throws. Shakur Stevenson, when he throws a punch, it's calculated. He knows he's going to hit the target, and his combinations that he throws are so fast. He has very fast hands. I think his power has come into question because he doesn't have a lot of KOs. You know what I'm saying? So his power isn't a question. Will his power be able to keep up with Gervonta? But his defense is something that Gervonta will struggle with, because Gervonta loses in early rounds. See, if anything, if Shakur Stevenson wins this fight, I would to go ahead and stick my neck out and to say that he would win this fight by decision, not by KO. But Gervonta Davis needs to knock out a fighter like Shakur Stevenson to win the fight. I don't think Gervonta Davis can beat Shakur Stevenson and I think he's a hell of a boxer. And will I lose any respect for Tank Davis? Heck no. Hell no. Hell no, I ain't gonna lose no respect for Tank Davis if he loses this fight. No, it ain't gonna happen. because it's legacy. He fought one. He's fighting the best at this point. He's one, like Shakur Stevenson is labeled as one of the best in their respected weight division. Now, have like you can argue that Shakur Stevenson has fought better fighters than Tank Davis. You can argue that. Some people, you know what I mean? Like if you get one of these guys out here that put in an extensive amount of research into boxing, I can guarantee you that they will probably sit down and tell you that Shakur Stevenson probably has a equal to or probably a slightly better resume than what Gervonta Tank Davis has. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, but Gervonta he knocks his opponents out. He's a KO guy. He takes some hits in a round. He sets up. He waits. He sets the opponents up. He studies his opponent to the T. Watches a very good amount of film on his opponents, and he sets up his punches and his knockout punch. So what he's doing is very calculated because he's walking you into a trap. Gervonta is walking you into a trap to get that KO. But the thing is when Gervonta is doing that, Gervonta is also taking those punches and those little bit of points. And boxing is about points. It's about hitting and not getting hit, right? To get those points. And he's losing some rounds. There has been rounds where Gervonta Davis has lost rounds, but he's won the fight because he's knocked out his opponent. You know what I mean? Like people get impatient with Gervonta in the ring, whether he's talking about the fight or not. Like Rolly Romero, I thought Rolly was doing okay, but he got greedy. He got impatient and got knocked out. Frank Martin he got walked into something different. He got walked right into a trap, gassed out, throwing the punches, trying to get out ahead, and he walked into a trap. He walked into the same trap. Didn't keep his guard up. Didn't believe in letting the fight getting boring because it's Gervonta Davis. You got to remember, people forget that he's the big name. Like they're expecting him to do the punching. They're not expecting you to come out and do the punching. But for some reason, people think that they need to go out there and punch on him. He's the big name. People are waiting to see him throw hands. They ain't waiting to see you throw hands. They're expecting you to go in there and give him a tough fight. No matter the outcome, if it's a boring fight or not. Some people, like, it's only boring fights to people who don't understand boxing, right? It's not a boring fight to people who understand boxing. It's just not. But it's like when you see the best fight, you're going to get these so-called boring fights when we see the best fight because it's about defense. That's what it's about. That's the thing. Oh, you see him block that? Oh, he blocked that shot. See that, and I'm learning that as time go on. Like, oh, he blocked that. Oh, and he came back with that. Oh, look at that combo. He came back with that after he blocked that shot. Like, what? Like, how did he do that? Oh, he slipped that. Oh, yeah, he better have grabbed him up on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's the thing where I'm learning about. I learned about boxing through this short time that I've really just, you know what I'm saying, been doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying, and getting into it. And it's only, and to be honest with y'all, like. Been in like going into it and researching out for like 6 months. So but I'm a quick learner though, you know. So but yeah, like that, you know, that's why that would possibly be a boring fight. But being caught out by the best though is something that has to be done, and you got it. I think he has to fight him. Like Gervonta, fight Haney. Gotta fight Haney. I don't know if that'll happen because I don't know if Haney could get down to 140 or Gervonta's gonna move up to 140 to fight Haney without a weight clause. But I think that's something that people will want to see for sure. It'll sell a lot. Now, whether he win, who know that there's not a loser in that fight. There's not a loser in the Shakur Stevenson fight. Um, yeah, but those are the guys that we want to see. Like, just to be honest, and like if he loses to a fighter like Lamont Roach at this point in his career, somebody who's, I mean, Lamont Roach has the resume though. He does, like, but he's not as popular. And it's crazy because he has the resume, but he's not as popular to the casual fans, right? Not the true boxing fans out there and the true boxing aficionados that know about him. They respect Lamont Roach and they know that Lamont Roach can bring a good fight to Gervonta Davis. But if he was to lose a fight, does he lose a lot in that? And I think that's something that Gervonta Davis been thinking about for a couple of months now. Like, if I lose to Lamont Roach, do I lose a lot? And I don't know. To me, I think, and I'm against it, but I honestly got to say, like, yes, I think that fight would hurt him more than losing to a Shakur Stevenson or, Shakur Stevenson or I can't remember if Keyshawn Davis was within his weight limit or not, but I think so. You know what I mean? But fighting the best is what it is. But Lamont and let's not get it twisted, y'all. Lamont Roach is he is one of the best in his weight division. He's one of the best, I believe, at what it was at 130 or 135. He's one of the best. Correct me when I'm wrong now out there. Timestamp it and let me know. Timestamp it and let me know. But he's definitely one of the best fighters at his respective weight division, moving up to fight Gervonta Davis. And I think it should be a good fight if he stays patient. You got to stay patient and you got to box him. Because remember, and people have to always remember, his opponents have to remember that the crowd is wanting to see him throw hands. They came to see him throw hands, not you. People feed into the crowd. They feed into his words or where he talk him out of it, and boom goes Dynamite. Down goes Frazier. Down you go when you feed into that narrative with him. Get talked out of your game and your match, and you go out there wanting to throw hands, and you walk right into his trap. Right into the thirst trap instead of going out there and boxing and all their training they go through, but he's a hell of a fighter and he can box too though. But he gets people so amped up and so much in their feelings that they just want to try to go out there and then get an early KO on them and it don't happen. You gas out on them. You gas out and he keep hitting you with them body blows. That's going to get to you by the 7th, 8th round. And there you go. Because he went the distance with a couple of fighters. He's like, I mean, there's not a lot of fighters he went the distance with, There was somebody that gave him problems, you know what I'm saying? Some people has given him good fights and problems. Like he can box. But the thing is like, will this fight ever happen? Will Tank Davis ever fight Shakur Stevenson? And when would it happen? And who would win? Who would win versus Tank Davis? Who do y'all got versus Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson? Who do y'all got? I stand with Tank, man. You know what I'm saying? I still think Tank will win. But I will say that it'll be a hell of a fight. I think he would have to earn this win more than anything. And I think and I will say this though, I don't think nobody loses in this fight. I don't think there's a loser in this fight at all. And this is why I will say this, even as me with a casual, right? I say this because Gervonta Davis, his name goes way up if he beats a defensive fighter and a defensive strategist such as Shakur Stevenson. If he can beat Shakur Stevenson, I don't think there's not a lot more questioning nobody can do. I'm gonna go as far as saying this, and I may be going crazy, and I know y'all gonna light me up in the comments. I think Gervonta Tank Davis can fight Shakur Stevenson and possibly retire and not fight nobody else. Hmm. Shakur Stevenson got to be the one that, like, he had in that division. Like, now I want y'all to let me know. Like I told y'all, I'm a casual, but I want y'all to let me know. Is Shakur Stevenson the best defensive fighter in the 135 range? Is he the best defensive fighter? Does Shakur Stevenson have the best defense? I mean, to my knowledge, I mean, he be coming out his fights damn near clean. But is he what? Does he have some of the best defense that y'all have seen in the 135 division? And who else would Gervonta Davis have to fight to keep proving himself? I mean, he's a big name, but that's why I think there's no clue. They both win in this fight, because I think that you can't question too much more about Gervonta Tank Davis if he was to beat Shakur Stevenson. And then on Shakur Stevenson's side, from his side, I don't think you can question Shakur Stevenson because he fought Tank Davis. He's fought Tank Davis, and his resume would just be even bigger than. So I mean, I still think that Shakur would have to probably fight, like he would have to, obviously Shakur Stevenson fighting Gervonta Davis, and then I think he would have to see Haney. That's another big name fight that I think that'll draw a lot of people, and a lot of people will want to see. I know I would like to see Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney box. I think that'd be a good one. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Straight up. Let me know. But y'all know how I end them now. You pray for me, and I pray for y'all. I pray for y'all. You pray for me. Peace. That's what it is.